you've ever sat down to work on a leather project and somehow ended up 3 hours deep with nothing to show for, this video is definitely for you. Today, I'm going over 5 leatherworking habits that might be slowing you down. These are things that quietly sneak into your routine and kill your momentum, even if you don't realize it. And just to be clear, I'm not pointing fingers here. These are all things that I've done myself, probably more than once. So let's talk about them and how to fix them. Habit number 1, rewatching tutorials instead of trusting yourself. This one hit me hard when I was starting out. I'd watch a tutorial before starting a project. Then I'd pause halfway through cutting, go back to the video, double check the next step, rewind, play it again, and before I knew it, an hour had passed and I had barely made any progress. Learning from tutorials is great. I mean, YouTube is a goldmine, but if you find yourself glued to the screen more than you're working, it might be slowing you down. At a certain point, you have to trust yourself to try the step, even if it's not perfect. That's how you'll actually learn. Watch once, take notes if you need to, and then commit to doing the work. You can always go back later if something really doesn't make sense. Moving on to habit number 2, and that's using the wrong tool for the job. I think everyone at some point tries to force a tool to do something it really wasn't meant to do. I've definitely tried to skive with a utility knife, and I've stitched thick veg tan with a thread that was way too thin. Sometimes it works, but it usually ends up taking way longer and giving worse results. And half the time, it just leads to frustration or even ruining a piece you've already invested time in. The right tool doesn't have to be expensive or fancy, it just has to be appropriate for the job. You'll save a ton of time and probably enjoy the process more when you're not fighting against your tools. Next is habit number 3, and this is going to be ignoring batch workflow. This one is a game changer, especially if you're making multiple pieces of the same item, like wallets, belts, or card holders. If you're going one project at a time from start to finish, you're wasting time by constantly switching tasks and resetting your focus. Instead, try batching your steps. Cut all of your pieces first, then mark all of them, then punch all the holes, then stitch, then finish the edges, and so on. It might feel repetitive, but batching makes everything more efficient. You get into a rhythm, and you stop wasting time shifting between tools and techniques. Plus, it's really satisfying when everything starts coming together at the very end at the same time. Habit number 4 is going to be starting projects without a plan. I can't tell you how many times I've started a project with just a rough idea in my head and no real plan, and almost every time I end up wasting time mid-project trying to figure out what to do next or how to fix a mistake that came from not thinking it through. You don't need to over-engineer every project, but at least sketch out the design. Write down your steps or do a dry fit. Even a quick outline can help you stay focused and avoid costly or time-consuming mistakes. Taking 5 or 10 minutes to plan up front can save you an hour of trying to figure things out later, or worse, starting completely over. The last bad habit I want to talk about is skipping prep time. This one might seem obvious, but it's still easy to overlook. You sit down ready to work, and then you spend the next 20 minutes digging around for your thread, looking for hardware or untangling cords. Those little delays add up fast and break your focus. Taking just a few minutes to prepare your workspace before you start, laying out your tools, threading your needles, make sure your materials are clean and ready, makes a huge difference. You'll work faster, smoother, and with way less frustration. Treat your workbench like a pit stop, not a scavenger hunt. So just to recap, these are the 5 leatherworking habits that might be slowing you down. Number 1, rewatching tutorials instead of trusting your hands. Number 2, using the wrong tools. Number 3, skipping batch workflow. Number 4, jumping into projects without a plan. Number 5, skipping basic prep. If any of those sounded familiar, that's a good thing. It means that you're becoming more aware of your workflow, and that's the first step to improving it. Let me know in the comments which habit you are guilty of or which one that you've recently broke. I'd love to hear how it's impacted your workflow. And if you want a quick and satisfying project to test out some of these better habits, I've got a free leather pattern for a money envelope that you can grab. The link is in the description below if you're watching on YouTube, or it's in my link tree in my bio if you're watching on TikTok. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.